Yannick's been on the show in the past at CAMX a few times. What's your impression so far today? I'm just getting here.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, welcome to Paris.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to JEC 25.
Yeah, thanks.
And yeah, I mean, as usual, amazing place to be.
Yeah.
The community is here, as spring is. So sun is shining, hopefully.
It's beautiful outside. I mean, is this typical?
It's not typical, but no, it's nice if it's there. And I hope it's also showing that Composites is on a good trend.
Absolutely.
And I mean, regarding what happens here, I mean, I've been here yesterday.
Yeah.
People were building up.
Yeah.
Always exciting to see all these ants building up the huge fair.
Yeah.
And I say a lot of new programs also from JEC 25, lots of experiments.
Yeah.
So let's see how it comes. Yeah.
Have you had the opportunity to connect and already in some meetings this morning and yesterday?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Had some meetings yesterday, had some meetings this morning, bumped into many people on the floor, which is good.
Your background, because you've been on a number of times representing other companies. Tell us what you're doing now, working with startups, but also kind of mentoring. Would you say mentoring? Maybe startup companies or other companies in the industry? Mentoring or educating, I'd say in general. Yeah, what I'm doing, I mean, obviously people know me. I've been in the industry for a while. First in a corporate, SGL Carbon. Yeah. Then at a startup, 9T Labs. That's when we spoke the last 2 times at CAMX. Yes.
And now under
You gave me a great pair of socks, and I still have those.
Great. I hope they have no holes.
No, not yet.
They were reinforced. No, but now moving along with Catalysium, which is my own company now. Yeah. Not really meaning to be a consultant, mid or long term. Yeah. It's rather positioning now between startups, investors, and of course the remaining of the industry, the corporates, the SMEs. Because I really believe, of course, startups are one mean of innovation, and they need support, financial support at the beginning, which cannot be given usually by corporates or SMEs. Of course. There's a while they need to be supported with other means of capital. Yeah. And therefore, I feel there is a strong incentive to also educate and to basically bring in investors into our ecosystem. Yeah. I mean, this ecosystem is very open, but it looks complex from the outside, and it's certainly not easy. We are a supply chain which is pretty spread in terms of applications, but also in terms of where the materials come from, how to use them, how to design them, and being kind of a Sherpa, a guide here, but at the intersection of these 3 stakeholders. Let's call them stakeholders, and that's basically what I'm doing now. Hopefully, eventually even doing an own investment fund, focusing on composites only. Yeah. So being an expert arm into this industry for institutional private investors. We talked about this before the show. I've got a number of companies that are nominated for the booster. Is that who your focus is in mentoring a lot of the upstarting companies? Yeah, I think that's part of my work, is obviously understanding where are the trends, what are innovative people, companies doing, because they are always trends, and there's a reason why they are trends usually, and really understand how we can support those trends, but also how we can make them become more mature and really make an impact, because at the end, I mean, it's not only about innovation, it's really about impacting in a positive way, of course, whatever the topic. Yeah. And what I like also here is we have a lot of mid-sized companies in the industry, who they really know in depth the industry, and they are also doing acquisitions, strategic acquisitions. Yeah. We don't talk about it. It's not very visible, but there is really interesting examples. I would say AirTech is a great example. Yeah. You know them from vacuum bags, and then all of a sudden, if you look in depth, they did this acquisition, and they have their fingers somewhere, so they develop into way broader company, and there is many of them here, very smart people, and just looking to connect and to feel the trends and to get in. Yeah. That's great.
What would you say are the biggest opportunities right now in the composites is broad, but where are the areas that you see the most opportunity right now?
Yeah, I mean, opportunity and activity certainly now. A lot of things going on in the sustainability, but maybe if you go dig deeper in the recycling topics.
Yeah.
And I would say there is multiple ways to approach it. So there are obviously the big material developers or even startups going into formulation. So formulating new types of materials easier to be recycled.
Sure.
While we have also a problem now of all the wastes from the past, which is more classic, I would say, typically epoxy resins. And you need to treat them now.
Of course.
So they are maybe not the future of the materials, but they are here.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of startups, mid-sized companies, big companies working on that, because there is really an ecosystem topic, is how to source your waste, get it to be separated in a wide way, then get it splitted between fibers and resins, then make some semi-finished product and bring them back. And that needs more than just technologies. It needs also bonding all these links together. And I think I'm also excited to be part of this journey somehow, to help shaping an ecosystem rather than just bet on the right horse.
Yeah. Would you, I mean, I think a lot of companies, and you referenced this earlier, they come in and they're very good at what their core focus is, right? But they also, sometimes it's too focused. Well, not too focused, but it's so focused that there's other areas in their business that are being neglected, right?
Yeah, I would say maybe not neglected, but they might miss some trends.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're a fast follower, it's all good. I mean, if that's one of your strategy.
Yeah.
But I really like to find those first movers. I mean, that can be an investor, that can be a corporate, that can be an SME. Just those companies, they're always good at networking. They really understand the interlinks in this ecosystem of composites.
Right.
And then they might also just identify new verticals in terms of markets, because there is, I mean, we are now in a very exciting, I mean, let's put it positively, exciting time where there's a lot of shifts in terms of also international logistics. We see tariffs coming back and so on, which is of course, it's a challenge, but it's also a chance if you are smart and you make it the right way. Yeah. And I think that's where you can differentiate people who are first movers, and they will benefit more of it, and the other one will follow. And
you mentioned, I want to touch on, you mentioned sustainability, huge topic, big theme this year, obviously, and a lot of the startup booster companies that's their focus, is on sustainability. What areas within sustainability are you seeing? We see companies that are recycling materials. We see bio-based fibers, resin systems, all of those things. What captures your attention the most when we talk sustainability?
I think what captures really in terms of activity is this material separation. There is a lot of activity here, and there is no right or wrong. There is certainly different processes for different types of wastes.
Sure.
Because we have production byproducts, so waste. We also have end of life, very different ways to treat them, to organize the value stream. And what I really like long term is when it gets all together, you really start from designing applications to be dismantled easier, to have easier materials to be recycled. So, but we are getting there, and I guess it really needs a commonality. So going together versus, of course, at the beginning you need to focus on your single technology. But that's very blindfolded.
Yannick, always a pleasure to have you join me. I've got, if people want to connect with you, I've got the LinkedIn at the bottom. That's kind of the best place if they're not already connected with you on LinkedIn, correct?
Correct, yeah. LinkedIn is a place to catch me. I try to post. I try to put educative posts outside.
Yeah, that's great.
If you have questions, reach out.
You've got Composites monthly posting. Is that just kind of a monthly post, kind of a...
Yeah, it's a curated newsletter, basically.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think I'm subscribed to it now, so...
I hope so.
I'm on your list.
I will check.
Yeah, I think I clicked on it. I was like, how am I not on this? So I checked it out, but I think you're doing great work. You have a ton of experience, and I think you have a lot to share with companies, and hopefully you'll have a chance to connect with them and reach out to them, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Will you be at CAMX?
Of course.
Good.
Thank you.
We'll have a talk again at CAMX.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah.